In a world full of ancient mysteries, there are five who are born from ancient Greece. Thalia's barrier shall us protect. Without that barrier, we will be wrecked. There is one place safe where we can prosper. It is hidden much like a small whisper. A magical place where our kind belongs. A summer camp where we can get along. It's run by Chiron, who is a centaur, protected from monsters like Minotaur. Us demigods come here to train to fight. Camp Half-Blood is the haven for us five. In summer we have traveled through the land. Eventually we will form a strong band. In a hot and blistering heat we have fought, moving without hesitation of thought. We are traveling by day or by night. The monsters we fight will give you a fright. There are five demigods who seek the place. One controls the air and lightning with grace. This doctor controls Tartarus with ease. Another controls the wide, vast blue seas. One thinks before he does anything rash. The last hero is bright as a big flash. To demigods there is no place we will safe. We tend to mistakenly misbehave. Nowhere is safe except for Camp Half-Blood. We belong nowhere else because we're flawed. If we don't make it to camp, we may die. For you to understand, I'll tell you why.
My name's Skyler, son of the awesome Zeus. My story to Camp Half-Blood is stunning. Begins one day after school in 7th. My mom saw my grades. Each class had an F. It was the 6th straight Fs of this year. Yup, I'm the best troublemaker in school. I ran away so there would not be conflict. I lost track of time. It must have been days. Once an ego told me to follow it. It told me to go to a place called camp. On the way there, I faced a minotaur. I used to boast off summoned from lightning. Went up to the monster, showed who's the king. Slash, slash, slash. I killed it and it was dust. Then continued my journey, headed east. Soon the eagle disappeared and left me. Scared, I did not know which way to go. Then I remembered what the eagle said. I should be heading for the Big Apple. Tired, I decided to go to sleep. When I woke up, I was in Central Park. Then in the distance, I heard a roar. I have never heard of such a monster. Scared, I ran uphill, away from the sound. Finally, I reached my destination. But thankfully, I made it to camp safely. But for the others, I don't think so.
I'm Kira, the daughter of Hades. I don't really fit in any school. I always was alone and had no friends. I got mad easily and got in fights. But after my journey, it all made sense. The night before 7th grade was over, my grades were not so good. I had some Fs. I was glad school was coming to an end. For me, it ended one day earlier. It all started that night. I had a dream. A creature was chasing me in my dream. I ran and ran, but could not get away. I turned around and it was right behind, baring its claws, ready to attack me. I woke up right before it would kill me. The dream scared me because it felt so real. Suddenly I heard a noise outside my house. I got up to check what was wrong outside. I grabbed my phone to use as a flashlight, slowly and scared, walking to the front door. Opened the door and saw it was dark out. Walked up to the sidewalk. That was lonely, not seeing anything but hearing growls. I turned, seeing everything was normal until the creature from my dream came out. I was scared when it was approaching me. I turned and ran as fast as possible. I turned corners and jumped fences. I was so scared it was still close behind. I reached a forest and dodged all the trees. I tripped over a popping out tree root, falling to the ground on my knees and hands. A black sword handle popped up at my hand. For some reason, the sword felt right for me. I noticed the creature was right behind, pointing my sword at it, walking away. Right away, it began to run towards me. It was about to kill me, but I moved. Running past me confused, when I stabbed it, it crumbled to a big pile of dust. Before I could think this through, I fainted. I had a dream of a voice advising me. It told me to follow it to a place that is protected by magic, a place for people with powers like me, a place for demigods called Camp Half-Blood. I woke up and a big black dog was there. The big black dog was signaling me, telling me to follow it to the camp. I had to make a choice very quickly. I guessed it was best to go to the camp. The big black dog got ready to charge off. I followed it at the same speed. The dog was heading straight to a big tree. I knew we would crash into the big tree. Right when I knew we were going to crash, I was in shock because we went right through. I couldn't see it. It was so blurry. I wasn't sure what was going on when we started to constantly slow down. We came to a full stop in a forest. Now able to see, I was so confused. I decided to sit and take a rest. The big black dog was not there anymore. I started to think about these past days. I was supposed to go to this great camp. I was so confused about all of this. One day sleep in my warm, comfy bed, then suddenly running from a monster. I decided to go on to the camp. I ran into the dark shadows again. I couldn't believe I traveled so far. I started to walk up the hill to camp, and there I saw the special Camp Half-Blood. I instantly knew that I belonged here.
Akira here, son of the Athena. I live in the big city of New York, 13 years old and getting A pluses. Right now, I'm working on my big project. I have to make a quote about my life. I just thought up a perfect one right now. Guess what? Life is an actual piñata. You never know what you're gonna get. I thought of this as I ran from that thing. My tale started as I was heading home. As I was walking home, I was thinking, I was wondering why I was so smart. People think that this is a sweet blessing, but this blessing came with a fatal curse. Every day I seem to hear a weird voice. It is telling me that death to your kind. The voice came back as I was walking home. This time it said, "My kind shall destroy you." I seemed to become uncomfortable. To be safe, I increased my walking speed. I got worried when I heard a loud footsteps. I looked behind me and I was relieved. I saw my weird-looking funny neighbor. He always wears the weirdest pants and shoes. He looked at me and screamed, "Run for your life!" Then something hellish pounced and attacked him. I ran as fast and far until I'm safe, passing by neighborhoods and civilians. I made a quick turn to a shortcut home. I ran into an alley to reach home. Apparently, I made a great mistake. It seems to my surprise that this was wrong. I stopped at the end of the dark alley and saw that there were nowhere else to go. Suddenly, I heard something growl behind. I turned around. I saw the hello and pounced. The sudden weight pushed me and we fell down. Then suddenly, all I can see is black. I found myself rolling down a steep hill, and when I got to the ground, I kicked it off. I quickly got off the ground and I ran. I ran to the forest and get lost. It seems that it struck me with my sin, but I knew I would get outrun by it. As I ran, I saw a bunch of school bags. Within the bags, I saw a good weapon. Actually, it was just a cue stick. As I ran to the bags to get the stick, I quickly grabbed the cue stick from the bag and readied myself for the final fight. And right on time, I heard the thing growl loud. As I turned around, I saw the thing charge. I got all my strength and what's left and whacked the dog's arms with the cue stick. The dog fell back as I finished it. I stood my ground tired and defeated, then I heard another voice. It was kind. "Please allow me to tell you where to go, so you can finally be safe and sound." I followed the orders of the kind voice. I limped through the journey to this haven. I have almost reached the destination until my legs finally gave away. As I was about to lose my consciousness, I saw two people walking towards me. My eyes were closed, but I heard one thing. "Dang, dude, welcome to Camp Half-Blood Recruit."
My name is Tide, the son of Poseidon. It is so hard to live in the outside world. I would find negative things everywhere. Except this one day I found my true self. I was on a field trip where things were sane. Then my teacher acted extremely weird. My teacher was sniffing the air oddly. I tried not to notice, but it was odd. After the field trip, we went to the sea. My class stayed at the sea to eat their lunch. I was the last to leave the beautiful sea. Then things got weird. My teacher came to me. My teacher grabbed me with its hand or claws. I struggled to escape my teacher's grasp. Then I felt a odd tugging sensation. The sea then made a wave as a response. This wave broke me free of the painful grasp. After that, there was a sword in my hand. My teacher transformed into a monster. I started to do things that surprised me. I dodged the assault and brought down my sword. Where it was standing was now yellow dust. From that day, I knew who I really am. I have realized I'm a demigod. That's why I felt like the sea is my home. All of the things I did led up to this. Realizing this, I know I should run before monsters come and try to kill me. Fighting monsters everywhere on the way, it was exhausting, but it was worth it. Once I got there, everything was peaceful. Finally, I feel safe for the first time. But this bad feeling I have now says no. That means I have to train before that time. Now you see how hard it was to get here. So if you're a demigod, get here now. I don't want to tell you more. It's freaky.
My name is Dayton the Conqueror. JK, I didn't conquer anything. For 13 years I have been alive here. At 12 I fought my first monstrosity. I was leaving school from the back exit. I was attacked by an angry student. Something was off. He seemed to have one eye. Fortunately, this one was a small one. As I was attacked, a teen ran at us. He walked with a limp and had a goatee. He gave me a bronze kunai to attack. When I finally cut him down, he blew. He exploded in the golden dust. The goat-legged teen explained most of it. He also said I had to attend camp. Because of this, I followed him away. Went smoothly for 5 seconds. Around the next corner we were ambushed. We were ambushed by two women with hats. The beanies were moving like they were live. They offered free snacks, but I knew better. I knew they were Medusa's two sisters. I drew my dagger and followed his lead. He called one sister the ugliest one. They then fought about which was uglier. While they were bickering, we sneaked around. We ran for our lives until we lost them. We also heard police in the background. We had police and gorgons on our tail. While on the run, we heard a loud rumble. An earthquake occurred and a voice sounded. Woody said that it was Gaia, the earth. Gaia spoke in a tired and sleepy voice. She said our deaths were inevitable. When she spoke, Woody started to panic. Turns out it is not good when Gaia speaks. The ground rumbled after she spoke those words. Everything grew silent and she was gone. We traveled for many weeks. The rest of the journey went well, mostly. We got attacked 4 times, but we made it. We separated and I went alone. Woody had some urgent errands to run. Woody gave me the directions to camp. I crossed the border and I was relieved. Now, mortals, you have heard our deadly tales. In each of our journeys we have prevailed. We are lucky we made it to our camp. From Minotaur to monsters like the Vamps. Safe for now, but the time for war will come. Who knows our destiny, what we'll become. We train at camp to fight in the big war. Some might die, but some might just wake up sore. Our journey will be against all the odds. A prophecy about 5 demigods.
5 demigods shall travel to the west. A curse shall be given and shall not rest. Lost treasure must be found by the Dark One. By mistake the war will have begun. One shall face the biggest test with its fear. The sun shall be lost in the shadow sphere.
Please do not speak this to a single soul, otherwise the monsters will take control. Now you know what we have to face each day, so tell no one or you'll be our prey.